Aldridge, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on this book over here. It's called Agent Undone by Cassidy Reyne, and I'll tell you a little bit about the author. So I met Cassidy through World Indie Warriors. It's like a sort of a community online to support indie authors, so they like share what's worked with them, like an editor they found that's really good, and also or like cover designer that's worked well with them, to help other indie authors find the resources they need for publishing their books and what they can trust, because it's quite hard starting out to know where the people are, what the resources are and the contacts and stuff. And also some of the indie businesses that provide these services will come and share what it is that they offer to the members, so that they can like go and explore and find out more. So it was a really good community, especially when I was starting out. And Cassidy is one of the very active members, and she's always so welcoming to everyone. She's such a lovely person. And one of the things we went to an event at Milton Keynes Book Festival, and we got to have a tour around the Ingram Sparks factory. So it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for books, because you get to see the books coming to life and being made in there. That was what was used to describe the place by the guy who was our tour guy. He was like, I'm about to take you to the Willy Wonka chocolate factory of books, and it really was like that. It was just these machines were like popping out pages, and then like all going on these conveyor belts, and then going down these chutes, and yeah, it was just really amazing day out. I loved it, and loved obviously meeting some other author friends that I met online, and one of them was Cassidy. We've got a lovely picture somewhere of all of us together in the foyer of the Ingram Sparks facility, I guess you call it, or yeah, I think you call it facility or factory. So anyway, it was really great to go there and also to meet Cassidy. So this wasn't the first book that Cassidy gave me to read. The first book I was sent was the Sentinels. She sent them to me, and I tried to put them on my Kindle, and I was still like figuring out how to use my Kindle, and I just could not get the books to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong, and I ended up giving up. But when she had her arc for this book, I signed up, and I'm so glad I did, because I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to read you the blurb so that you get a little bit of an understanding about what the book is about. Come on, Gracie. Gracie's trying to get in the video as well. So here we go. Women were like shot glasses lined up on the bar until her. D agent Carter Hollis isn't big on relationships. After his girlfriend has died in his arms, he becomes a love 'em and leave 'em kind of guy. He spends most of his time between his work and random one-night stands, but when he is wounded during an operation, he has no choice but to take medical leave, slow down, and spend a few days recuperating in Florida. Escaping a painful and terrifying past, Madison Ward lives in hiding under a new identity, content with her tranquil lifestyle on the Florida Panhandle. She's not looking for changes, least of all a new relationship. When Carter and Madison meet, the sparks fly, at least from his side. But after Carter is called back for an urgent mission, cutting his vacation short, she finds herself lonelier than ever. Despite Carter's promise to come back, she doesn't hear from him. And as her past catches up with her, her worst nightmares come true. Back in her personal hell, she knows there is no way out. With her situation growing increasingly dangerous by the moment, she has no choice but to accept her fate and hope that death comes quickly. Will Carter find her before it's too late, and would he search for her at all? After all, he is love 'em and leave 'em kind of guy. So this was published May the 28th of 2020, so during the start of the whole lockdown thing. Now, just before the lockdown and everything like that, one of the things I remember I was reading up quite a lot about was the I don't know if you're allowed to say on YouTube, but the Epstein trial. There was a lot of stuff going on at the time about it, and it kind of opened my eyes to some of the problems that are around with things like trafficking, and that is one of the themes in this book, because Agent Carter, he is like a DA agent, and he has to work undercover quite a lot to bust these criminals. So he has done like big drug busts and other things like that. So he's the good guy, basically, trying to bring back down the bad guys, but obviously it puts people in danger, which is how his girlfriend ended up dying in his arms, because he's upset some of the worst types of people, if I'm remembering rightly, because it's a while since I read it. When was it I actually read this book? Let me have a look. So 2020, so I read it like around the time that it was released. I think I did maybe arc read this. So the scenes in the book, so this is not a fantasy book at all. I usually read fantasy, I usually read UA. This wasn't either of these. This is actually a romantic suspense, not my usual thing that I've read, but I really enjoyed it. The way that Cassidy writes, she really brings like the places to life. So when Carter has to take medical leave due to his injury during a mission that went wrong, he is in a like chalet on the beach. It's one of his other agent friends owns the chalet, and it says, why don't you go stay there? If you're like resting, you can't work for a little while, go stay there. And in the chalet that he's living in, the one next door is where Madison lives. And the way Cassidy described this beachfront location where they're living, oh, I could just picture it. I was like there, it was beautiful. And there were like these scenes where Carter's like running along the beach, because even though he's supposed to be resting, he's not very good at resting. He's like an on the go kind of person. He also, like they say, love him and leave him. So he's like obviously keeping himself in shape, getting out there to go find the young local ladies, have a bit of fun. But when he meets Madison, everything just feels a bit different with her. She's also got her guards right up, and the reason that she's got her guards right up is that her horrible past is she has got like the ex from hell. I wouldn't really even say he was a boyfriend. She obviously at some point thought that he was her boyfriend, but anyone who treats people the way that he treated her, yeah, no, they're just the villain. Horrible guy. So as you get from the blurb, her past catch up. So the bad guy, her evil villain ex, comes back. And the reason that I mentioned that very infamous man earlier in the trial is because her ex is that kind of a villain, where he will sell people to work for people that will pay money for people to do things that they don't want to do. Without me getting banned from YouTube, I think you get that idea. So she's now trapped in the network that this guy runs, because he's captured her, and he's angry with her for even trying to escape. So she's been in hiding after she escaped him last time, which is what she was doing. So I don't even know. It does depend how they found her, but it was like she was trying everything to be so careful not to be found. So he's managed, found her, caught her, and now she's trapped, and she thinks that she's never going to see Carter again, because he got called back to work because they had like a mission, and Carter is really good at his job, and they're like, well, we can't do it without you. So he goes back there. So when he comes back, she's gone, and he just thinks, oh, I missed my chance with her, she's gone. And he's then on this mission, and as you can guess, I'm trying not to do spoilers because the book's so good. The mission is to bust the ex-boyfriend, but he doesn't know that's the ex-boyfriend because she had a guard up, so she hasn't told him any of this stuff. But you can imagine what it's like when he's working undercover and he realizes she's there. Like, oh, there were just so many like emotions, and like you can feel like it's like because I've never read romantic suspense before, but there's like this whole like on the edge of your seat, gritty, feels like a bomb's about to go off kind of feeling while you're reading it. It's you can feel the danger, and it's like lurking there, always like in the shadows, just behind your corner. I think it's because she was always looking over her shoulder, always thinking, oh, is he coming back for me? And she was obviously right to be cautious, because he did come back for her. Not spoiled, but there is a happy ending, so it's worth reading it. I remember Cassidy saying that she was going to write more in the series, so Cassidy has said that she is going to be doing more books for the Agent Undone series, but I'm looking on YouTube and I can't see any out yet. But the Sentinel series, I wish I'd read those first 2 books, because there's now like 6 books out in the series, so it's obviously doing really well. I believe that it's a paranormal romance or a fantasy romance. There's something magical in it. I'm not quite sure what the Sentinels are, but I really wish I had been able to read those books, because it's now grown into a really big series, and I'm not a fast reader, so it's kind of intimidating when I see there's that many books in a series, and I'm like, will I have time to read that all? One day I will, I'm sure. But I also understand that Cassidy is going to be one of the authors at Hertz Book Festival, so I will be looking forward to seeing her there. And yeah, that if you liked my review of Agent Undone, please do like my video and comment. If you like romantic suspense, let me know any other books that I should probably go and check out, so I can expand my romantic suspense reading, because I did enjoy it. It's the kind of thing that I would want to watch on Netflix for sure, like that edge of the seat kind of feeling. I don't know if I liked it reading, because I often read right before bed, so it left me feeling a bit restless going to sleep. But I would definitely watch that sort of thing on TV. And also, if you don't mind going and checking out my own book, but my book is UA fantasy, so it's a little bit of a different kind of thing. But if that's if you like that sort of thing, please do go check out my book Ocean Heart, which is the first book in the Soul Heart series. Thank you for watching.